You're planning on having surgery, and in the doctor's office, he hands you a form which says Waiver of Liability. And you begin to read it, and it sounds to you as if the doctor is saying he's not responsible if anything goes wrong. Do you sign it? Or do you say, no, I'm not signing this and don't have the surgery? Well, come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. This is a little bit different than a consent form that a doctor's going to give you to sign before you have surgery. And it's a little different than what the hospital is asking you to sign when you go ahead to have surgery. Those are permission slips that basically give consent to the doctor and to the hospital staff to go ahead and treat you. And those permission slips basically say you recognize and understand that there are certain risks associated with this type of procedure, and you accept and acknowledge those risks. So now what I'm suggesting is a little bit different. In this instance, the doctor is handing you a piece of paper to sign which says Waiver of Liability. Now, you might be more familiar with this if you play any sports. Let's say you go skiing. Then you're asked to sign a waiver of liability, saying that if you get hurt, we are not going to be held responsible. So now, can a doctor do the same thing? And says, listen, you're going to have surgery with me. I can't guarantee anything. And if something bad happens, you promise and you guarantee you can't sue me. Can the doctor do that? Here in New York? The answer most likely is no, he can't do that. Well, I shouldn't say that. The doctor can have you sign it, otherwise he can threaten not to do the surgery for you. But let's say something bad happens during the course of surgery, and now you bring a lawsuit against the doctor seeking compensation for all the harms and injuries that you suffered because of his carelessness. What about this waiver of liability that says you couldn't sue him? Well, I guarantee you that his defense attorney is going to do everything possible to try and get your case dismissed because you signed this document called a waiver of liability, giving up all of your rights to go ahead and sue the doctor if something bad happened. Well, I'm going to suggest something to you. I'm going to suggest that this violates public policy. And I don't believe that a court in New York would allow this doctor to get away with that, because a patient can never give up the right to bring a claim if something was done improperly. In my opinion, I don't believe public policy would allow a doctor to do that. He can't say, Mr. Jones, sign this piece of paper, and it makes no difference whether I perform the surgery properly or improperly. It doesn't work like that. So instead, I believe a court is going to turn around and say, listen, this document is invalid, it's against public policy, and as a result, we're throwing that document out. This lawsuit can proceed forward. That's my opinion based upon 27 years of practice. The next time you're going to have surgery and a doctor hands you a form, a consent form to sign, read it. Take the time to read it carefully. And if it has language in there that basically says the doctor is under no circumstance responsible for anything that happens during the course of surgery, you might want to question him and ask him whether this is a normal consent form or has this been modified to try and get the doctor out of trouble if you bring a lawsuit. You know, I realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a great day.